Live odds, sportsbookreview.com, and SBR odds. Remember, Sportsbook Review, check out their rating guide. Make sure you're betting with a trustworthy shop out there. Pacers and the Cavs. Series now in Indiana. Cavs on the road, 2.5. 211.5 the total. The Pacers have shown these Cleveland weaknesses, but now can Indy show enough strength to break through and win? Miles got the great, well, not a good possession. George wanted the ball, but Miles got a good look. Couldn't get the shot to go down in game one, and then the Cleveland blew a big lead before the Pacers made it interesting. But nothing's changed here, Teddy. They're not been able to flip a switch. The Cavs' defense stinks.
Yeah, but Indiana's defense stinks too. I mean, when you look at the postseason, okay, offensively, there's been a lot of things to like about the Pacers in this series. The regular season, they're scoring 106.2 points per 100. Here in the postseason, again, 2 games, but 115.3 points per 100. They've gotten more than half the rebounds available, but look at this graphic. Defensively, regular season defense in the mediocre category. In the playoffs, they're allowing 119.6 points per 100 possession, which speaks volumes about what that Cavs offense is capable of doing. And you say there's no team to beat in the East. Cleveland's still the team to beat in the East. Let's be real about this. Kyrie Irving has 60 points already in this series. LeBron's got 57. Kevin Love's got 44. But if Cleveland's going to win this game and cover this number, it's not necessarily going to be about the big three. It's going to be about the role players for the Cavs. A couple guys who we'll talk about in a minute. But basically, we got to talk about Paul George, because I don't agree with what Paul George has done. One, George, you look at the numbers. His numbers are atrocious with game-winning shots. Two, how many guys did, when you think about the greatest NBA players of all time, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's double team. Guess what? He finds Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr hits the game-winning triple. And we can think of series after series and championship after championship that were won by the Bulls with Jordan getting a double team, finding an open teammate, and trusting that teammate. So here's George facing a double team, passing to a teammate. His teammate missed the shot, and all of a sudden George is calling everybody out. I don't think that's good. What's your take, Paul?
Well, he's supposed to get the ball back in that situation. I understand where he's coming from. I know he has bad stats with the game on the line, but he has been awesome in the first 2 games. I don't want Miles taking the last shot, and McMillan shouldn't have called a timeout there. Now, as far as the other stuff, he's sick and tired of this. He wants out of Indiana. But he's going off on everybody. Here's the quote on Miles Turner after game 2. We need him to challenge Thompson, keep him off the boards, needs to make himself available down in the low post, needs to know at this point he has to take it to the next level. In this league, you got to find it. Then he went off on Stevenson, which Stevenson got frustrated as they were abusing him with everybody, and Kevin Love took him to school down low. Here's his quote on Stevenson. He's got to learn to control himself and be in the moment. Lance in our locker room is looked upon as a leader. His body language has to improve just for the team. We know that Lance is an emotional guy. A lot of it is his heart and his competitiveness. The emotion comes out of him. He's got to channel that toward making effort plays on the court and doing whatever he needs for us to succeed. Probably some issues in the locker room, but this is a guy who knows the window is closed. He has no chance in Indiana, and he wants to be traded.
Sure, and the Pacers were a home-road dichotomy team for a good portion of the season. They were much better playing in Indiana than they were on the highway. But going against this Cleveland team, and the Cavs maybe without J.R. Smith in this ballgame. He's got a hamstring injury, but I'm not all that worried about it. Even Shumpert didn't play in Game 1. He may end up being the better matchup against Paul George. As you mentioned, the Cavs have had all kinds of problems containing George in this series. Here's a quote from Tyrone Lue. Shump was unbelievable. Just staying ready, being professional. He came in and made it tough on Paul George. We held Paul George to 4 points in that third quarter where our defense was really good. Shump sparked that, made a couple of shots for us also. Just his energy defensively, made a couple of shots. His tenacity was really good for us. We needed that spark. And LeBron, talking about Shumpert as well, got to stay ready. His number wasn't called in Game 1. It wasn't called for the first half of Game 2 because of the circumstances. He was keeping himself ready behind the scenes. We needed that energy from him, and obviously they got it. Cavs didn't get the money in either of the first 2 games. They were laying big prices. But now, with the series in Indiana, a win may not equal a point spread cover, but it's much more likely to equal a point spread cover when you're talking about laying 2.5 than you are with the point spreads that the Pacers were laying earlier in this series, the 8, 8.5, 7.5 range in both games 1 and game 2.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.